or collateral that I will hold in order to do business with you. They break open your house one time, they rape your mother, they rape your father, they rape your brother, they rape your sister, they rape your auntie, they rape your auntie, they rob you of all your jewels, they take your car if you have a license firearm, they take your firearm and they go on with that. And those that are supposed to vote for this bill, for the next year, you all are pleased and it's okay with that. What are they smoking? You cannot come and tell Saieed, well, hear this now. Saieed, mass mandatory, here we go. It come to an end. And then you come and tell me, here we go on Saieed. If you go to the supermarket, the grocery, or the malls, you have to wear your mask. Saieed, if you go to a pharmacy, you have to wear your mask. Saieed, if you're traveling, you have to wear your mask. If you're in the transportation hub, you have to wear your mask. If you're going to church side, you have to wear your mask. If you're in the school side, you're wearing your mask. If you go to a barber salon, you go to the theater, you're wearing your mask. Which dum-dum in Trinidad and Tobago will go in a theater and buy a popcorn and a juice and sit down and wear a mask? Terrence! If every councillor go through their constituency, do video clips like this and send it for us, I'm gonna be so happy just to play it on our program on a Wednesday night. You know why I would be happy? I will be filled with joy in my heart. You know why? Because the councillor is getting off their butts and they are actually going and doing some live video shoots. Real Talk took the initiative to find out suppliers of wheat in the world that National Flour Mill could go to. So now Romano is saying the company is not going to raise any price in the near future. Why? Why? Is it because the S-boss and they realize now that, hey, it is in the public domain that we could go right Mexico and buy flour and wheat? We could go right China and buy wheat? I am about change. And thus far, Real Talk is very effective in Trinidad and Tobago, coming towards making changes for the citizens. Public Utility Minister Marvin Gonzalez have urged the population to appreciate and be grateful for the availability of the utilities. This, as Gonzalez recalled, time in his life when he had to fetch water using a bucket from a nearby river. Gonzalez, I want you to understand something. I want you, Mr. Gonzalez, to understand something. You are being paid thousands of dollars by public utility, by the finance ministry, to govern WASA. Come on. To govern WASA, I want you to understand that you ain't going in no office for no free code. You are being paid. Do not tell me that I, Saieed, have to be grateful for the water I get it. Let me tell you something, Gonzalez. Every 4 months, I have to pay $400 and I get water once a bloody month. So don't come on a media briefing and say, Saieed, you have to be contented. You have to be happy. Marvin, the next best thing for you to do is to resign and get the hell out of here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk with Saieed Ali. I am your host, Saeed. We do want to thank you for joining us. It's been a rainy day in Trinidad and Tobago. How many of you got damages to your property? How many of you got damages to your vehicle? How many of you remember WASA saying that all water on the land is theirs? How many of you remember that now? Remember I was asking you and telling you, when the rainy season starts and the water starts to rise, remember I was asking you if WASA is going to claim it? 2386716 is the phone line to call in, viewers, to voice your concerns and your opinions. So how many of you know, wants to call out WASA to come and claim the water in your property? Why am I saying this, Trinidad and Tobago? Why am I saying this? Remember when La Hunt, a former Minister of Public Utility, was the minister? And WASA police held some farmers in a wrong ways for pumping water from a pond to water their crops that they dug, not WASA, the farmers. Remember WASA wanted to charge them for using the pond water to see about their crops. How many of you remember that? And WASA released a statement, I believe, stating that all the water on the land belongs to them. Remember I told you when the rainy season starts, how much of WASA big boys is going to claim water on the land? And I ask of you, if WASA now is going to claim the water. All remember that? How many of you all remember that? I am here to remind you, my fellow citizens. I am here to remind you. Call a good night.
Hey.
Hello?
Yes, Saeed?
Go right ahead, you're live.
Yes. Saeed, you know, last time I called you and tell you about the washing machine. You know, that company gave real wrong. They sent 3 times the same technician. The machine leaking, the machine making noise, like a plane crashing. I know the people are going to change the machine for me. And still say they go send a technician to pick up the machine now and carry it go.
Call
and
them,
hey. For me to wash my clothes.
Tell them you want a new machine.
I tell them that the name is Bryden. Bryden is the company.
Tell them you want a new machine.
Yeah, they want to change it, boy. Them real disgusting and hard like, boy. Them I want to hear. Yeah. So I go call every night and I go let them down.
Watch man, once you start, or once the public start hearing that there's a company does not want to service their machine, automatically people will stop buying stuff from them.
Yes, Bryden is the company.
Now, thank you so much. Now there is customer service, there's consumer service. Write them up, let the consumer division get involved in it, because it is a service they are providing. And if your machine is under warranty, 3 technicians and you can't seem to find the problem. So let's say you pay $2,000 for the machine. How much you are paying a technician? Probably about $400 a day. $400 a day, let's just say. That's $1,200. $1,200. And if the technician have to come more than one time, multiply that. So you see better to give out the people my machine and done with that? Some people just common sense they don't have, you know. Some people just don't have common sense. So if you guys remember we are streaming live from Real Talk Studios. Our office is at number 14 Carolina Savannah Road in Shoguners. Remember, Realtalk Credit Union information has given you the opportunity to open an account for your kids. We are offering you 4% also on fixed deposit at Realtalk. Nowhere in Trinidad and Tobago you are getting that. And you all see, times are getting very hard. And I know many of you, many of you will need extra cash in your pocket. So viewers, this is our phone numbers. Do contact our office during the hours of 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. to set up an account or to set up an appointment. Come in and we'll have a chat with you. So as we start up our program tonight, viewers, both Phoenix Park Gas Processor Limited and the National Petroleum NP have assured that there is no shortage of LPG, the nation's most used cooking gas. In a release, Phoenix Gas Processor stated that there is processing unit that have been taken offline for routine maintenance work, which the company has been planning for years. It is said that as part of its planning, Phoenix Gas spoke to stakeholders to ensure there was an adequate inventory. In a separate release, NP confirms the supply of cooking gas remain uninterrupted. Both gas suppliers were responding to reports of allegations or the alleged natural gas supply challenge to meet consumers' demand because of a shutdown of the only cooking gas producer and other petrochemical plant at the Point Lisa's industrial estate. So viewers, with your opinion, see now that our country is running, the two gas suppliers came out and said that there will be an adequate supply. Does this frighten you? Does this frighten you? Are you going to stock up on extra tanks? We're talking about cooking gas here. Because we in Trinidad, as we hear flour on shortage, we buy 2-pack, 3-pack of flour and we store it up. As we hear oil in shortage, we buy 2 and 3 bottles of oil and we stock it up. In some cases, kegs. Once we hear something going short in Trinidad, we stock up. So, with the two biggest LPG gas supplying company in Trinidad say that there will be a shutdown, would this affect you? This is my question for you tonight. Caller, good night.
Good night, Saieed.
My friend.
This is the imitation vaccine regard.
Talk to me.
Now listen to this. You see that where there is smoke, there is fire. I believe there is a shortage of gas. The fact they come out and try to put a lip on it tells me that there is some problem with production. And the fact is, if there's a run on it, then we're in serious trouble. Now, the other thing I want to talk about, that heinous crime in Penal 3+1 4. You know what that reminds me of? The Babulal execution.
Yeah.
Remember the Babulal execution?
Yes.
And the team that tempered that explosion of murders at that point in time was Ramesh and Theodore. Remember that? That the Pandey regime came in at the same time and they put in legislation, they put in structures, and they went to the gallows. The current PNM has failed us. We are all in barricaded houses. We are not king of our castle. And I want a bad first, second, and third for the Honorable Kamala Prasad Bissessa. She put in that legislation in a private motion, and I want to see how the independent senators, the independent PNM senators, how they will vote for that. I think they have to put pressure on the government
to give me a chance as a citizen. So when they come and jump over my fence, the same speed they come over my fence, they had to go back over the fence with one hand or 1 foot. I'm going to have a nice evening.
Thank you, my friend. So viewers, now, Opposition Leader Kamala Prasad-Biswas have stated that she has opened, or she is open, and opened her office to work with anyone to keep TNT citizens safe. Her comment came in the wake of a call by former Commissioner of Police Gary Griffith, who wrote to both her and the Prime Minister, Dr. Saieed Ali, appealing for all to put aside their political difference and meet with him to discuss crime solution. Griffith in a video revealed that he had written to both leaders suggesting everyone set aside previous political difference in order to stem the dangerous tide of crime and to seek solution. Listen to this.
I may not be a part of this government or their political party, but I find no joy in our nation being under siege, as no one should. It is with this in mind that I have written to both the Honorable Prime Minister and the Honorable Leader of the Opposition to set our political differences aside and let us work together to stem this dangerous tide. We can do this.
Now Trinidad and Tobago. Didn't the Prime Minister, Dr. Saieed Ali, and Fitzgerald Hines said that putting Gary as the Commissioner of Police was a mistake? I remember that. You all remember that? So with Gary now writing to the Prime Minister, telling him, put aside your difference, let's see about Trinidad and Tobago. Do you think the Prime Minister will take heed? Now, do you think Fitzgerald Hines will take heed to Gary's open letter concerning crime and solution for Trinidad and Tobago? Remember, both of them went against Gary. Both of them. Prime Minister said it was a mistake. You appointed him. And then Fitzgerald now wants nothing to do with it. So how is crime going to fix in Trinidad and Tobago when we have a commissioner pleading with both parties to come out and let's meet to see if we could go forward in fixing crime in Trinidad and Tobago? Kamala Prasad is open for discussion, and I know the Prime Minister will not take it very lightly. I know Fitzgerald Hines will not want to meet with Gary. So what do you think is going to happen? Do you think they would meet after they spoke ill about the former Commissioner of Police? The response from them will tell us if they are going to work with him. So far, Rowley has not responded. Dr. Rowley has not responded. Hines have not responded. Just Kamala. She opened up her office, a party to work with Gary. Call her good night.
Good night, Mr. Saeed. Great program as usual. What we have seen today in this society was highlighted on your program since the inception about crime. Today, it manifests itself and escalates into the situation we have. Remember, you had callers calling and saying, these deportees from the States that they deported here, the PNM said, no, we can't identify them. They had to fit back in society. They allow it to escalate. They come here and set up gangs. And they know how much gangs, you know. When it had 10 gangs and 25 gangs, they do that, you know.
Yes.
They wait for it to escalate into 100 gangs. And that is what we are reaping today, the harvest. And I want to highlight something here. I want the citizens of this country, parents, to listen to what I say. Mr. Saeed is the greatest, highest disrespect I ever see for a religious celebration is what just recently went, the Eid celebration. From Friday night, every bar in the area, Princeton area, and throughout this country was like, oh God, it's Christmas, Olias Night Fest, right? And you have these Chinese nationals who have these bars and things, with Spanish-speaking people in it. If you see this bar on Saturday when you thought, well, boy, they would have closed. It's a religious holiday. You have to have respect. I have never seen this before in this country, so much disrespect for a religious celebration, a religious holiday, and the Eid in particular. So, you know, every bar open Saturday. Until midnight, they're blasting music, blasting away noise, have no respect for people's religion. These foreigners that come here, something must be done. I hope the Jamaat will write to the president of this country, the prime minister, the president of this country to deal with. This must not happen. This lawlessness must not continue in this country. These foreigners, total disrespect for our religious festival in this country. This must never happen again ever in this country, Mr. Saeed. Thank you, and that is why we are where we are today. You know? Parents, teach your children good values. We have drifted far, far, far away from the moorings of good values and right principles and religion. You know, make your children understand people's religion and everything in this country, and get them back to go to mosque, church, temples. You know, else the consequences will be what we are seeing right now in this country. We have to stop it. Mr. Saeed, great program. Keep up the great work. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
So viewers, we are in for a short commercial break. But when we come back, I want to hear what you have to say concerning Keith Rowley, Fitzgerald Hines, and the plea from Gary to the present administration after this.
Wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Realtalk Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saeed, Managing Director of Realtalk Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
Realtalk Credit Union information stores are now open to members of the public. We are located at the Realtalk Group of Companies building at number 14 Carney Savannah Main Road. Opening hours are from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Contact us via telephone at 238-6716 or 231-6219 to book your appointment. You can also stay connected with us via Facebook. Do you have a public concern you would like to highlight? You can email your pictures and videos to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com, and we will highlight your concerns on our show for Public Concerns Wednesday.
Welcome back, viewers. Now, queries were sent via WhatsApp to Dr. Rowley on his thoughts, response on the video, but no response was given. National Security Minister Fitzgerald Hines also did not reply to queries on the video or calls either. However, UNC political leader Prasad Bisesa, who was emailed on issue, responded via a brief statement saying, "I have taken note of the call by Mr. Gary for all stakeholders to work together to deal with the unprecedented crime situation in Trinidad." So Trinidad and Tobago, do you think our Prime Minister and our Minister of National Security would work along together with the former Commissioner of Police? Now, to be honest with you, I don't think our Prime Minister would do such a thing. I don't think the Minister of National Security would join the Prime Minister in working with the former Commissioner of Police, Gary Griffith. You know why? They cannot see eye to eye. They can't. Not even for the sake of Trinidad and Tobago, they will see eye to eye. I'm not asking, I'm telling. And that is the situation. Nobody is willing to work with nobody for the betterment of our country. Because if Fitzgerald Hines could say it is not his job to make the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago feel safe, do you think he's going to work with the commissioner? The former commissioner? Hell no. After Prime Minister saying that that was the worst decision he took to put Gary as the Commissioner of Police back then, do you think he's going to come now to work with that same individual? No, Trinidad and Tobago. No, they are not going to do it. You could cry blood. They are not going to do it. And this is the thing. This is the thing. Remember, Gonzalez was saying that the media gave no solution. And remember, the head of the division for Central TTPS was blaming the media also. So I wonder what media now they are going to blame for all the killing that is taking place. The media is highlighting issues. The police not. The media is actually telling you what's taking place. The police is not. And this is what I don't understand with those in authority. Work together with the media. Work with people who just get information. But you wouldn't. You rather criticize the media, you rather loud up the media than work with the media. Trinidad and Tobago citizens, they already have a fear for TTPS. Trinidad and Tobago citizens, they don't trust TTPS. And the head of the Central Division, the head I'm talking about, Michael, is blasting the media. When you are supposed to be using the media to get back the confidence of TTPS to the citizens through the media, you're blasting them. How you expect citizens to believe all you? How? You tell me, Michael, how? How in Trinidad and Tobago is the citizens supposed to trust the police again when we have 9 of them up in Grandy who were rearrested? Let's talk now, man. I just love to hear all your talk. And when I'm done talking, I will come on my set and tell you all where you went wrong. But you know you're big. You have a big position now. You're large. But what you're doing with your position, who is it benefiting? At the end of the day, you are a police officer. You may be afraid for your family and all. Because there's a saying that goes like this: do so and like so. The Prime Minister, who's the head of the Security Council for Trinidad and Tobago, cannot fix the crime. Fitzgerald Hines, the Minister of National Security, don't have a solution. It's not his duty to keep us safe. We have Michael now, who's the head of the Central Division TTPS, condemning the media. We have the former Prime Minister, Kamala Prasad Bisesa, wants to work with the former Commissioner of Police to benefit the citizens. So who do we have? We have people who have power in their right hand but don't want to cooperate. Am I talking nonsense to you? You tell me. Am I talking nonsense? But when I come on TV and I say, now you jump my fence, they're moving you in a body bag, all you want to come down on Saieed. I am the wrong person for saying that. Or as a matter of fact, any homeowner who says that, he becomes wrong. But if bandit jump a policeman's house and policeman kill him, he have all right to kill him. Why? Because he's a police. But you jump my fence and I kill you, I wrong. I wrong. You jump the prime minister fence and you end up inside and the bodyguard shoot you, that is okay. You see how it is unfair? It is unfair. Could the police speak out on that? No, they can't speak out on that. Could the police protest? No, the police cannot protest. You know who they need? Hey, Michael, they need the media. But when Saieed talk, when Saieed talks Trinidad and Tobago, I am the wrong one. I am the wrong one. That is why I don't give a crap when you hear they say side this and side that and side the next. Because let me tell you something, you cannot do better. You cannot do better. Michael can do better. Prime Minister can do better. Fitzgerald Hines cannot do better. We are the present Commissioner of Police saying we need a spiritual intervention. She would not come out in a media briefing and say, well, you know what? As of April or the end of April, every division is responsible for crime in the community. You know, she wouldn't say that. She would not say that because she's putting a mandate and she don't want to put a mandate. Gary Gufford got crime down low in about 3 years. And it took him 3 years. We have a new commissioner who I know nothing about crime. She promised in 3 months. She promised us in 3 months. And since that promise was made, home invasion, what? It escalated. How much people are being murdered now in the 1, 2, and 3s? Since those statements come out. So she said, yes, there would be a change. Oh, believe me, there was a change. There was an increase in crime. Call her good night.
Yes, sir, good night.
My friend, go right ahead.
Saieed, we're talking in a sense, right? You remember all the trouble that you only went through to get Gary Griffith out of our office?
Correct.
You remember the man had to stand in the office of the president to get Gary Griffith out of our office? Correct. So he is not going to take any chances of taking any help from Gary. He's going to have burn to the ground. And this man ain't going to take Gary Griffith, no help from Gary. I can tell you that much. But let me tell you something, right? The people in the countryside do not trust the CCPS because they have a lot of rogue elements in the CCPS. They don't know who you could trust. Correct. That is one of the problems we have with the CCPS. Right? And they say now that 4% of the government offering them isn't good enough. So them ain't going on and pour their life on the line for no 4%, which I agree with that. Now it's a problem that the government could fix. If you understand what I'm trying to tell you, they're spending money while here, there, and everywhere to do all kind of mega projects. When they could allocate the money to CCPS, pay the people a proper salary, and let it go there and do their job properly. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? But no, all they're starting to do is the mega project, get it cut back, pull the bank account, give their friends, family, and financiers the money, and everybody else has to suffer and spend for themselves. Now, what I want to tell you is that the commissioner is aware of everything that's going on in the country. Correct. But the problem with the commissioner's office is that too much of politics playing in the office. I would believe that. If the woman was to sign up people's FUL and give people the chance to defend themselves when people come to rob them, shoot them, and kill them, the police would have less work to do with this common sense. Yes. To run the office is common sense. Give the people who qualify for the firearm, give them the firearm and let it protect themselves. That is less work for the police, that is common sense. But again, she's listening to Keith Rowley, and Keith Rowley had his get out of jail card, which is the head of the National Security Council. He needs to resign from there because the man interferes with national security every time and blaming it on that post. He have no jurisdiction there. He know nothing about a fire fiscal line. Fiscal line is a waste of time. The man was a police and a lawyer. He know nothing about police and he know nothing about the law. So he looks like he out there. He's a waste of time. That's why Patrick Manning never put him as no minister under his cabinet. People need to understand what's going on and stop supporting this man. It is absolute failure for me. Anyway, Saeed, you enjoy your night.
Thank you, my friend. So, viewers, we are going for a short commercial break. But when we come back, we're going to hear Hines, gun ban to protect region from mass shooting. End this man foolish and joke after this break.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Realtor Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saeed, Managing Director of Realtor Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
Realtor Credit Union information stores are now open to members of the public. We are located at the Realtor Group of Companies building at number 14 Crony Savannah Main Road. Opening hours are from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Contact us via telephone at 238-6716 or 231-6219 to book your appointment. You can also stay connected with us via Facebook. Do you have a public concern you would like to highlight? You can email your pictures and videos to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com, and we will highlight your concerns on our show for Public Concerns Wednesday.
So now Trinidad and Tobago, Minister of National Security Fitzgerald Hines said the proposal to ban assault weapon in the region is pre-exempted. You want to think about that, eh? Measure to tackle possible instance of mass shooting. So here is Trinidad and Tobago. Before we go further, does assault weapon is the only weapon we could use for mass shooting? On April 18th, at the close of a two-day region anti-crime symposium, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley said one of the measures to address gun violence was a ban on assault weapon except for security force and competitive shooters. Listen to this.
These little islands in the Caribbean cannot sustain for much longer the death rate and the economic destruction that this wanton use of arms and ammunition is wreaking on us. CARICOM heads are agreeing today to take a decision, as we have done, to ban the use and presence of assault weapons in the civilian population of our nations. And we are undertaking, and all of these undertakings will have serious economic consequences, budgetary consequences. Undertaking to provide greater support for those who need it, and to do fundamental restructuring of our education system.
Trinidad and Tobago. Hines stated that each country will have to work out how the proposal will apply, as some countries may need legislative adjustments and others may not. He said the motive and the move is now in the early stage and could not give a timeline when this ban will take effect in this country. The minister added that the leaders of the Caribbean who started or stated that their ambition is to maintain the region as a zone of peace have collectively decided that they would impose a ban on assault weapons. So what I'm going to do to you now, viewers, is you're going to hear what Gary Griffith have to say on this matter. Now listen to this.
I'm here in Florida. So just to clarify, this here is what can be considered an automatic weapon or an assault weapon. This Trinidad and Tobago is what is illegal. It is known as a prohibited item under Chapter 1601 of the Firearms Act. So this type of weapon can be changed from semi-automatic to automatic. When it changes from semi-automatic to automatic, you can then fire over 600 to 700 rounds in 1 minute, which is 35 rounds in 3 seconds when you keep your finger on the trigger. That is what makes this an automatic weapon. That is what makes this known as an assault weapon. That is why it is a dangerous weapon. It is known as a prohibited weapon. Not one of these have ever been sold in Trinidad and Tobago. The customs know this, the firearm dealers know this, the FLL department in Trinidad and Tobago knows this. So how many citizens have used this type of assault weapons to kill anyone in Trinidad and Tobago? 0. 8,000 murders in the last 20 years. None have ever been killed by civilians being issued with this. So just to clarify, automatic weapons / assault weapons have never been issued. So when it is people in Hyatt who clapping like trained seals in Orlando, when it is that the Prime Minister said he was going to ban assault weapons, he was banning something that was already banned.
He's banning something that is already banned. You heard the video? You heard it for yourself. You're banning something that is already banned. You think Trinidadians are fool? Illegal gun is already illegal. Let me break it down to you. In order to own a firearm in Trinidad and Tobago, you have to be a licensed firearm owner. If you own a gun, or let me use the word firearm proper. If you have a firearm and it is not licensed, and you are not licensed to have a gun, it is illegal. So I don't see how the hell Fitzgerald Hines and the Prime Minister could come out and say, we're going to ban assault weapon, but then the legal firearm is already illegal. Assault weapon will kill you just like a 38 or a revolver or a 9mm. The bloody hell thing is still going to kill you. So when you have Fitzgerald come out and start talking nonsense, I just want to know where this man getting his education from. You can't put a cramp on 9mm pistol in Trinidad and Tobago, the illegal ones. You want to ban an assault weapon? So we have two puppets. We have two puppets, both of them in security. Fitzy and the Prime Minister. Why am I saying this? According to Gary, the Prime Minister wants to ban a firearm that is already banned in Trinidad and Tobago. Fitzgerald Hines wants to ban it now because of mass shooting. We see drive-by shootings in Trinidad and Tobago, where 3-4 fellas will jump out of a car, each one of them with a gun, and they will shoot and kill whoever they have to, bystander bystanders, targets, everybody gets it. But Fitzroy wants to ban what thing, mass shooting with what? With an assault rifle. What? It already banned in Trinidad and Tobago. So you tell me, viewers, if cock and bull makes sense. You tell me that. You tell me what kind of cock and bull story they're coming up with now, just so that the name will have, you know what? We hosted a crime symposium in Trinidad and Tobago. We're going to talk about banning an assault weapon. When 4 men jump out of a car, who going to get killed? No auntie, tanty, and uncle when tanty is the target? Saieed, you're talking nonsense, really? A man want to ban a firearm already banned in Trinidad and Tobago. They can't stop the flow of illegal firearm coming into Trinidad and Tobago, but they want to ban something that is already banned. Hey, let me tell you something. We have some heads running our country. God, may God save them souls when they die. Call a good night.
Good evening, Mr. Saieed.
Go right ahead, you're live.
Saieed, if you have a problem, do you think that the problem could fix the problem?
I understand where you're coming from.
If you're having flooding, you feel like you use the rain to prevent flooding. So, these men, Rowley is the head of the National Security Council.
Correct.
Fitzgerald Hines is the Minister of National Security.
Correct.
They hold a crime symposium and invite everybody around the Caribbean to come down to hear their point of view on how to deal with crime. And could make a statement like this, that they're going to ban assault rifles, which is already banned. And you know the irony of this whole thing? As such a dumb people in the audience clapping.
Correct.
And Ray, they're going to try to tell you where we are right now in this country. You know. We are in a lost place where the solution cannot come from where the problem evolves. And the problem in this country is Rowley and the PNM. And the other part of this whole thing, right? You want to understand that people who have some sort of influence in society could make a big difference in their own lives. Use a man in the media. You would be an influencer to people who are looking at your show, and you could make them make decisions.
Correct.
If they're following your beliefs and what they. It had some gentlemen who stood in the public domain and influenced people to vote into this government and give the people the assurance that, here what, things will be better, they'll be safer in their community, the country will develop. People like Inchan Ishmael, Ansel Roger, David Abdullah, Sharaz Khan, these were the fellas who were joining arms with Rowley and dragging the effigy of Kamla Prasad Bisasa through the streets of Spain and saying, here what, vote in this man and make him the Prime Minister of his country and you will be safe. Now these 4 gentlemen that I just mentioned, they are protected and safe behind their communities because they have their firearm, they are well protected, they could hire security and things. Who are the people who is subjected to the criminal elements right now in this country? So when people putting God out of their thoughts and taking advice from people to influence them in the direction, we are in this situation now because of people like them. So, the ones who get killed, I sure probably a couple of them maybe decide that, here what, I'm going to vote in Rowley and make him the Prime Minister so the country will be better. They bury the children right now. They bury the loved one right now because of the influence people have in this country. So when people, simple people, making decisions, they have to understand that, hey, here what, let me take some time and think if the decision that I am making is really
correct one,
benefit me, or it is just benefiting the people who trying to influence me in the things that they want to happen. We are in a place after 8 years. This country have never been in a situation like this where we are today. Not even the coup is worse than where we are today in this country because of people who are influenced and said, hey, here what? Kamla Prasad Bisasa and the partnership is not good to govern this country. So here's the alternative. Keith Rowley and the PNM, where we are today. Population, think about it. Have a good night, Mr. Saieed. Take care.
Thank you, my friend. That is one of the reasons why when I come on this platform here, I just show you figures. I just gave you solutions. One thing I don't do is influence people who to vote. That is not my job. It have some callers that's calling and say, Saieed, because of the fact that you're doing spiritual work, you could be able to move the Prime Minister. You could be able to move the PNM party. I didn't put them there. I did not put them there. When Jesus Christ walked on the face of the earth, and he was told that he have to pay taxes, did he say, I am the Son of God, I not pay no tax? My Father created this land? No, he didn't say that. He did not say that. He paid his taxes. He paid his taxes. So that is why I just tell you all, open your eyes and open your ears. And ask yourself, where would you like to be 2 months, 3 months, 2 years, 3 years from now? Caller, good night.
Very good evening to you, Mr. Saieed.
To you, my friend.
And I am still having a difficult time understanding how we're going about banning this. Take, for example, cocaine.
Correct.
Cocaine is illegal.
Yes.
You're allowed to bring it in, import it.
Mm-hmm.
If you get caught, well, then you face the brunt of the law.
Mm-hmm.
But until such time, it is illegal to be in possession of cocaine.
Correct.
I didn't hear anybody say we're banning that. You could only ban something if it is legally importing it, or if you're manufacturing it and it causing a problem, we could ban it. But unless you fix your borders, unless customs get fixed, unless the scanners in the port working, unless you weed out corruption, you could say you're banned, you could say you're banned, nothing will happen, more or less.
Thank you, my friend. Talking about the ports, I heard Colin Member mention in about 2 months' time the scanners will be up and running. That, I believe, is the new scanners they bought some years back. Yeah. Imagine that, eh? Imagine that. So Trinidad and Tobago, we are in a state right now where the Minister of National Security, the Minister of the Head of the Security Council for Trinidad and Tobago, the Commissioner of Trinidad and Tobago, TTPS, supposed to be in one accord together with the oppositions. Where is the opposition? When I label from PNM to UNC, you know. Where are the opposition? Why are they not making it their number one priority? Every single member of the opposition, why are not they making it their priority to be in Parliament, to have proper discussions? How are we going to fix the crime rate in Trinidad and Tobago? How is it that the present administration is not liaising with the opposition in trying to fix crime in Trinidad and Tobago? Where is the discussions? At the end of the day, let me tell you something. Each government minister have bodyguards. Licensed to kill bodyguards. What kind of bodyguard do you have? Trinidad and Tobago, what kind of bodyguard do you have? We are hearing businessmen, they are now being held with illegal firearms now. You know why? Because they bought an illegal firearm to protect their family. Caller, good night.
Good night, sir. Mr. Saieed, this is the first time I'm calling your program. And
welcome to Real Talk.
Some years ago, I was stayed by a friend of mine in Georgia in the United States. And there are counties there that if you do not own a firearm, you cannot live there. The reason is, do not call the sheriff or the police 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, somebody on your property. You are just wasting the time of the police and the sheriff. In other words, you're supposed to be armed, and somebody's on your property, you don't know them, and you shoot them down. You know, and it's not only in Georgia. I know about 3 places in Georgia. There was about 2 in South Carolina.
Caller, this is the law that governs the county of Georgia.
United States.
United States then?
Yeah. You know?
Continue.
And, but you have to understand, do not call the sheriff 2 o'clock in the morning. He's sleeping. You're supposed to put yours.
I understand what you're saying. That is why you have your licensed firearm.
And that was it, you know. And if you do not own a firearm or against firearms, you cannot live in the county.
Correct.
Okay? Good night, sir.
Thank you, my friend. So you hear that, Trinidad and Tobago? How easy it would be for us if we was living in the United States. How easy? You have a license firearm, as long as you jump my fence, I gun you down. Police come in the morning, who is he? Alright, he jumped my fence, alright. Rack him up and let me go with him. Case closed, talk done. But if the TDPS, or if the commissioner now, releases firearm to individuals, according to Keith Rowley, Trinidad and Tobago will become like the Wild Wild West. Presently, we are the Wild Wild West, where the illegal gun-toting bandits and them have more preference than a man with a licensed gun. Am I wrong? Call a good night.
Good night, Mr. Saeed.
Go right ahead, you're live.
Well, the confirmed here today that you have, they're only basing on guns. You understand? But it have other illegal things going on in the place. You understand? And they only debating on guns. Look, right now they're talking about importing for how much police vehicle. And if they check at the garage wrong here in Trinidad, right now they have a garage by the Wakara River. Only have police vehicle. So why they can't repair the old ones? You understand? So have them doing that, you make a call and they hand over vehicle. Have a good night.
Correct, correct. Thank you, my friend. Minister of National Security Fitzgerald Hines says that despite the government's best effort to curb human trafficking, the country still remains on the United States Tier 2nd watch list. Hines stated that despite our government's significant effort, they're making significant efforts. They're making significant effort to help the citizens. They're making a significant effort to try and fix human trafficking, to try and curb that. Fitzy, where you come from? Did you take your tablets? However, he added that the government remains deeply and fully committed to countering human trafficking and to continue to work with all stakeholders in the fight against the modern-day slavery. He said, the government efforts are significantly informed by the core pillars of prevention of trafficking in person, the prosecution of human trafficking, the protection of the survivors of trafficking, and partnership with national and regional and international stakeholders. Hey, let me tell you something. These people have played is use some nice, long, big words, you know, to confuse the citizens of our country, you know. All talks and no action, waste of good time. All talks and no action is a waste of good time. That is the same man, pop your video back. This is the same man that said to us, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, it is not my job to make the citizens feel safe, but you are working tirelessly. Your government is working significantly to curb that. And you said it is not your job to secure us? Come now, man, viewers. Come now, man, viewers. So we're moving along. Minister of Finance, Colin Wimbledon, have stated that new scanners will be provided to the port or Port of Spain by next year, while answering a listed question by Couva South MP Rudy Nathan Singh in the House of Representatives on Friday. Listen to this.
Tenders were published in December of 2022, December 20th, with a closing date of January 26, 2023. However, the closing date for submission of tenders was then extended to February 9th, 2023. Tenders were received on February 9th, 2023, with 7 offers. Site visits are currently in progress to inspect and view the scanner systems proposed by the shortlisted firms in actual operation in a working port environment. These site visits will be completed on the 23rd of April 2023. The decision on the best scanner proposal is expected to be made by April the 28th, 2023. The award of contract is expected on May the 5th, 2023.
So now Trinidad and Tobago, Imbert said, once a successful bidder is awarded a contract, they'll process to manufacture the scanners for our port in Port of Spain. Listen to Imbert.
Madam Speaker, my answer was crystal clear. We expect an award of contract on the 5th of May, 2023. Scanners are not shelf items. You can't go to the supermarket and buy a scanner. So once the successful bidder is awarded the contract, they will proceed to manufacture the scanners for our port in Port of Spain. This is why I said that we expect the scanners to be installed and commissioned in fiscal year 2024. I was crystal clear.
So you all heard that. Now listen to this. Robertson Reggie's $186.2 million in COVID income support grant paid out. She said the military has taken appropriate measures to notify the persons in question that they should come to collect their income support grant. Listen to this.
The ministry has processed all income support grants. However, there is a total of 417 income support grant checks that remain uncollected. The ministry has taken appropriate measures to notify the persons in question that they should come to collect their income support grants. This was done via advertisements on the ministry's social media and website platforms, as well as in the print media over the periods July 17th to 26th, 2021, October 7th to 20th, 2021, November 22nd and 23rd, 2021, January 26th to February 2nd, 2022, and November 10th to 16th, 2022. The ministry will continue to reach out to the persons whose checks remain uncollected in an effort to complete this initiative. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Now, viewers, the minister noted that all the process was done to ensure that persons who applied were eligible for the grant and they have been paid. Listen to her.
So we paid 94,287 households for a total expenditure of $182,706,770. With regard to income support for phase 2, we paid 1,306 households for a total of $3,571,930. Therefore, Madam Speaker, the total number of beneficiaries was 95,593 for Trinidad and Tobago, for a total sum of $186,278,700, and this total represents the total expenditure for Trinidad and Tobago. And consequently, Madam Speaker, all the processes were done to ensure that those persons who applied and were and could get the grant, were eligible for the grant, were in fact processed, and all those persons have been paid, all who were eligible.
So Trinidad and Tobago, there you have it. You have been viewing Real Talk with Saieed Ali. Remember, there's a rerun of this program tomorrow from 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. and we'll be right back with you here on another night for a live episode of Real Talk with Saieed Ali. right here on Synergy TV. Until we meet again, good night.